since that Cal State LA series, I am so glad that we have not had anyone do
don't even. No.
29 pickoff attempts.
Just didn't exist. That just actually didn't happen.
Runners on the move. Bucks in, fouls off. Avicii will go again. But yeah, 29 pickoff attempts across 2 innings was absurd. And it was really just a stall tactic because they were waiting for the sun to set.
It was a tactic that worked. It frustrated all these Vanguard hitters. Weren't able to do anything against the lefty. But holy cow. We got to send that video to whoever writes the rules and tell them, yeah, we maybe need to put a limit like you have in the MLB.
Yeah, I think 15 pickoff attempts per inning might be a good cap. Load them. Now Bobby Brown's in a little bit of trouble. We do have a righty warming up for the Forest Green. Slykart's 2 for 3 today. The ball that he hit is still traveling currently. I believe the International Space Station just picked it up. Athens 2-1. You know, we've had a lot of offense here early, Zuby, but you got to feel like this is the first big moment in this ball game where you get the sense that if Vanguard leaves 3 runners stranded, Point Loma's going to have the momentum. Rounds 2-1. Up and out. 2-2.
Yeah, and it's definitely to understand.
Bases loaded. 2-2. Slykart reaches out for that one. Does it have enough power? It's on the warning track. And reaching above the wall and making the grab out there in left field is Arriaga. Had home run power, but it just didn't travel fast enough. It allowed Arriaga to time it up. 3 runners left stranded. 9-7 is the lead for the visitors. Hansen with the strikeout there. You know, Zuby, I have a new appreciation for Scott Hansen, the man who does the red zone.
Because he can hold it for 7 hours?
The fact that he does that for 7 hours. You know, we talk here for 7 hours, but at least we get a break. Uninterrupted football for Scott Hansen. I tip my cap to you, sir. I don't know how you do it.
Yeah, but now it got ruined this past year when they started putting the ads and everything.
Yeah, I was going to say commercial-free football, but
it's now just 8 hours of football.
Everything's a money grab. What happened to just the purity of, just like, not everything has to be about money. Oh, there's an opportunity to make money here. Oh, we got to do that. No, it's just like part of what makes your product so attractive is the fact that you have a service that is different for what everyone else wants. Is you see that ball rocketed to the left center gap for a nice little stand-up double from Rodriguez.
Yeah, I mean, the season just started, and I'm so happy for baseball to be back in the MLB.
Yeah, spring training kicking off. You saw the ABS system actually came into play with those Cubs winning the first ABS challenge, the automated ball strike system. They got that against your Dodgers. Max Muncy was on the losing end of a ball that was reversed to a strike. 1-1. A little jammer there to Gallegos for the second out. Runner does move over, though.
I'm honestly a bit happy with the way the system is set. It's just I don't like the idea of you win that and you still retain your 2 challenges. If anything, if you want to really use those challenges early in the game, then you go ahead and use them. But I feel like you should still lose it because changing the count of balls and strikes can really affect a game. So maybe obviously it's just spring training right now. I don't think they'll use it in the regular season, but just a bit of a cleanup with the amount of challenges you get.
I'm a baseball purist. I don't believe in the automated system personally, just because of the fact that part of what makes sports so great is the human element. Yeah, you have an umpire who might be off on balls and strikes, but if he's consistent with it, I think that's all you can ask for. And you reward the guys who are most consistent with it by giving them the playoff games, which encourages them to, be good at their job. And if they're not, I think they should add in the relegation system where you get sent down to the minors for an umpire that's really struggling. Let him get his eye back, and then you bring him back up, when he's, one of the higher percentage. Because all the umpires get graded. And so the highest graded ones, you give them the good games. The ones who are slipping a little bit, send them down. And the ones in the minors who are getting graded high, send them back up. I think that would be a great system to fix the issue that they say is what they say is an issue in blown balls and strikes.
Yeah, and just the one issue is they want to say, hey, that's just how the game is.
Go to Henson Rifles, trying to pound the outer half, cannot do it there. 3-2 as his jersey continues to come untucked, and he'll have to readjust here. Maybe get that belt a little bit tighter. A man who's listed as 170.
Yeah, or maybe just get some Mexican food in you in between.
Walker's drawn. Good job battling back from down 0-2 as Schwartz. But it just put a bow on the automated system, because everyone's like, oh, it's technology. You know, we have the technology. If it's not calibrated right, we just saw in tennis actually a couple, because that's where this was influenced from, was the whole tennis thing where they had the automated system. That technology, there was a match a couple of weeks ago, or about a month ago now, where the system wasn't calibrated correctly, and they were like, oh, shoot, like, we just messed that up, because on the video you can clearly see the ball hit the line, but then the thing said it was out. And so technology is fickle, because you are trusting that it's calibrated, but you don't know if it's calibrated correctly. So that's why I have an issue with the automated system. Oh, man, watch your head there. Rodriguez dips out of the way before it catches him in the helmet.
There is that element. It's just technology isn't all.
Very interesting as Buxton will get the force at 2. No runs come across for the first time since the first inning for the Point Loma Sea Lions. 9-7 remains the lead going to the bottom of the 6th. The DH Madole thought he was going to be facing against Bobby Brown. Will have to yield. And with every little step that Bobby Brown took, he brought Point Loma closer to victory. But instead, it's going to be the redshirt junior from Irvine, California, the D1 bounce back from USD, Jack Bunnell. 1.29 ERA for Bunnell, making his 5th appearance, all in relief. 7 innings of work, 6 hits surrendered, 9 Ks to just the 2 walks. High chopper to Burneth at short. Ooh, and he dropped, and they'll say on the transfer, still out.
A lot of people like to do that. They catch real quickly and try to throw it around to just be kind of smooth. It's like, kind of like make sure you have it.
Reminds you of the Nino Vitaggio play out in center field last year.
I talked to Nino after that game, and I think he was saying that he thought there was only 1 out.
Well, there's still only 1 out here because Gallegos has a nice single up the middle. Backhand to grab by Bernath. 2-hopper is not in time. Perez legs it out, and once again, Zuby, guess what?
Perez is on base.
Now batting.
You actually seem happy about this one. Just kidding.
The first time around, I'm telling you, it wasn't me being annoyed with Angel. It was just I had happened to just say that we are not even halfway through this game, and we are at the 2-hour mark. Davis skies it in the air to center field. Oh, now it's carrying. The wind died down at the right time. It's off the wall. Gallegos had just scored. Perez is working his way home. Oh, man, they gunned him out with plenty of time. Good relay. But at least Vanguard gets 1 run across. We'll talk about the go, no-go sign there from Fuchs in just a moment. But it's 9-8 going to the 7th. But Hunter and Henson, they did their job. Davis with a late shift to play in the fade on Arriaga out in center field. But speaking of Davis, Zuby, I got to say, the go, no-go that we've seen from Fuchs has been a bit of a question mark this season, where there's been times where he has sent a runner when he should definitely not been sent in a play just like that. And there's been times where he put the stop sign on where the runner should have scored in plenty of time, and then he ends up getting left stranded over there. And it got to the point where even Peg decided, you know what, this was a couple series ago, Peg went out there and he worked the stop sign for the first time in what feels like forever.
You don't send him, and then you just hope that Evan gets a base hit to bring in a run, or at least continue the inning. But then if Evan gets out, then you're saying, well, maybe he should have sent him.
Well, Evan is 2 for 2 on the day, so I mean, you got to believe in a guy who's seeing the ball very well. And speaking of seeing the ball very well, that ball has a chance to get out of here, and it will be just foul. It was about 3-10 anyways. It died down on him. 3-2 is the count still, but yeah, just from our vantage point, we see it time and time again. You maybe see Peg work the third base line for the remainder of the game, especially in a game like this where Vanguard is so close against one of the best teams in the conference, a team that was 46-13-1 a season ago. Looking for the dynastic finish as Arriaga works a walk there. Try to go with the breaking ball in the back door. but they want the dynastic finish to go 4 for 4. I mean, there's some of these guys on this Point Loma's team that know nothing but winning. Won the Pac West 3 consecutive years.
They're pretty deep in the bullpen.
They whittled away with that RBI double from Davis. Up on the infield, Evan Avitia has it. No, he will yield to Gallegos. Good communication there coming into play for the first out.
You think they get into arguments talking about who's got what spot in the infield?
I would assume not, as long as they make the out.
True.
As soon as someone drops it, that was my ball. You got to listen to me.
I mean, I don't know. I feel like if a pop over closer to third base and Buxton came over and called off Slikard, I feel like he would be a bit upset.
Well, Buxton did race back last year from his spot at short when he had the bad hammy, and he raced all the way back in front of Levi Hall, who was playing in left field, and he went a long ways to get a hold of that ball. Ceballos evens it at 1. And so there's been times where people have gotten out of position. Think back to the GSAC tournament last year. You had, who was the right? Trey Furry from Jessup. He would always range over and take off the center fielder. 1-1. Trapped between the wickets of Perez. 2-1. This game was 6-6 when Vanguard turned it over to their bullpen. That only gave up 3 runs, all things considered. Although only 2 of them were on their ledger. Obviously, Edmonton was on the hook. The 7th run is a walk is drawn. And here's how you know that was probably a strike is when the batter hesitates. I mean, I've never known a batter to turn down a free walk, but Entrikin looked at the umpire like, you call that a ball? Okay. And even paused, was about to throw his bat, and was like, are you sure?
Yeah, he asked him, are you sure?
I mean, I'll take it, but I just want to make sure that you know what you just called. Check swing, but the ball's in the zone anyways.
It's that, hey, just so you know, I think that was a strike, but okay.
I mean, I'll take it.
Cool.
I'll take a free 90 any day.
Give me my on-base percentage. Get that up.
Ceballos continues to go to the basement. Another one in the dirt. Everyone will hold. Perez does a good job threatening with the pump fake. Popped up. Davis with a late read here. Trying to time it up. Probably not going to be a tag, no. Certainly not. 2 away now. Our statistician for today just alerted me that it's a Vanguard pitching staff that has surrendered 9 walks and has only struck out 1 man, and that was what you just saw from Dakota Henson an inning ago.
Now batting number 15, Noah Method.
Concerning trend, Zuby?
Oh, a very concerning trend. So it's obviously a whole pitching staff issue.
Well, at least we haven't seen any balks.
Why do you have to say that?
Well, it's true. It was concerning. Vanguard had 6 balks in their first 6 games of the season. 3 from Spencer Edmondson himself. Foul back. 1-1.
I hate that you say that like a silver lining.
But then Concordia series, they didn't have any. So I mean, I'll take it however I can get it.
Yeah, but again, you said that like it's a silver lining. Like, hey, 9 walks, but like we haven't balked, so they only moved the 1 base.
Spencer Edmondson just about half of his pitches were strikes. Hit well to left center field. Davis will make the catch about 5 feet shy of the track. So, back-to-back innings, Vanguard is able to blank the visiting Sea Lions. Time to stretch here on the Vanguard Sports Network.